Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Power of the Patch presentation. My name is Gregory Mascari from up here in Bozeman, Montana, and very excited to share with you this patented breakthrough in wearable light technology. So get your pencils out and take a few notes. But before we get started, I'd like to just lay some groundwork. I think there's a couple of things we can all agree on. Number one, health is our greatest wealth. When we lose it, we lose everything. So health is our greatest wealth. And number two, I kind of figured this out a while ago, a number of years ago. The symptoms of aging and disease are just not fun, whether it's, dental issues, memory issues, joints and knee pains, or skin and fine lines and wrinkles, and maybe even worse, maybe it's cardiovascular. The symptoms of aging and disease just are not fun. And, the reason is you're experiencing those symptoms of aging is the older you get, the faster you age and the slower you heal. And neither of those things sound very cool to me, but that's due to a natural decline in our body's number one repair system, stem cells. And sadly, by the age 30, they've decreased by approximately 50%. By the time you get up into your 60s, only a small percentage remains. And that's why, again, the older you get, the faster you age and the slower you heal. Now, if you think back when we were young, remember when we could work all day, party all night, and get up tomorrow, go back to work, and then do it again? Well, not so easy once you get on into your, midlife, 40s, 50s, 60s, and for me, 72. I just don't recoil as fastly or recover as fast as I could, at least until I found out about LifeWave. Now I finally figured out what I want to be when I get older, younger. And I bet you many of you can relate to that. So let me start out by asking you two personal questions. Number one, if you could change one thing in your health or in the health of someone you love and care for, what would it be? What one thing would make a difference for you or for someone you love and care for? And number two, what impact would be reducing or eliminating that issue have on your quality of life or their quality of life? And with that being said, I just want to put out a general disclaimer. LifeWave products are not designed or intended to heal, treat, cure, or diagnose any disease. They do, however, help our bodies get back into a healthier, more regenerative mode, and many times wonderful things start to happen. So let me ask you, if there was an affordable way to change the trajectory of your aging so you could look, feel, and live younger longer, would you be interested? Well, the good news is our wearable X39 light technology patch is truly a historic breakthrough in holistic wellness. It's a new patented wearable patch technology. It's affordable, it's safe, it's non-invasive, it's drug-free. It's actually a unique form of phototherapy which uses very specific frequencies of light to increase and improve your health and wellness while supporting your body's innate ability to heal itself. So I'm going to play for you just a little short video that kind of highlights the science behind this breakthrough technology. Well, I thought I was going to play it. Hold on, here we go. Well, we'll try one more time. Come on, video, you can play. Well, I guess we're not going to play the video tonight. It's resisting. So the power of the patch, let's talk about the power of the patch, and I'll just explain it to you. It's based on the science of photobiomodulation, and LifeWave patches contain very specific combinations of organic materials and nanocrystals. And when they're applied or near our body, they're activated by our infrared light body, and they reflect back this very specific wavelengths of light that stimulate targeted and beneficial biochemical responses in our body. This is the basis of our LifeWave phototherapy patches. And another way of explaining it is what we call the sun story. And when you go out in the sun, there's a very specific frequency of light that causes our body to make vitamin D. We don't get a vitamin D download from the sun. No, we don't. We get a light frequency download and our body starts manufacturing vitamin D. Likewise, another frequency of light from the sun causes our body to make melanin, the chemical which gives us a suntan. Well, I'm happy to tell you LifeWave's patented technology is based on the same rock solid scientific principle. So LifeWave, let me talk a little bit about the company because we are just in the process of celebrating our 20-year anniversary, and we truly are a pioneer in wellness technologies. The technology was developed back in 2000. It was originally developed by our founder and CEO, David Schmidt, who was contracted with U.S. Navy SEALs to create this technology to increase their battle-ready strength and performance without the use of drugs or any stimulants. And Liz, you'll need to turn your video off, please. In 2004, David Schmidt founded LifeWave to bring this amazing technology to the masses. In 2010, we established our international distribution, IT, and customer service in Ireland. And in 2024, this year, 2024, we are launching our global headquarters in Draper, Utah, USA. This is a picture of our building. I was just there with my wife, Robin, last week for the ribbon cutting of this incredible showcase facility. We currently have distribution over 80 countries from our 16 global distribution centers, and there's no end in sight to where we're going. David Schmidt is our visionary founder and CEO. He's a brilliant scientist and researcher. He's a genius inventor with over 135 patents, and he's been on the leading edge of phototherapy research and science for over 24 years. And David's already conducted over 80 clinical studies proving the efficacy of LifeWave's phototherapy products. And many more studies are always in the works because LifeWave is a very science and research-based company. Our focus for the last 14 years has been in the field of anti-aging and regenerative science. And in 2019, we released to the world market what we call the holy grail of healing and regeneration, the LifeWave X39 patch. And this truly is a historic and affordable breakthrough in wellness technology. And we are actually doing what the multi-billion-dollar companies and big pharma have not been able to do. And when used in conjunction with proper nutrition and hydration, X39 has been proven to activate a very specific copper peptide that supports and enhances stem cell activity while also altering gene expression towards a younger and more vibrant you. Yes, we have patents. Yes, we have clinical studies and field results proving X39 is actually turning back your biological clock, helping people of all ages to look, feel, perform, and live younger longer. Yes, we have patents, and in 2020, we were issued the patent for the X39 technology, proving that it actually produces effects in the human body, such as activation of stem cells. So let me just briefly talk about some of the benefits you may experience if you were to choose to try the X39. The first is energy, and energy certainly is the currency of life. And from the very first day, you'll probably notice an increase in cellular energy. And better sleep. Using X39 daily leads to an improvement in the quality of sleep and even the quantity of sleep. And most people report that their sleep is deeper and longer. And how about sports performance? Using X39 improves both sports performance and additionally drastically reduces recovery time after exercise and after performance. In fact, some X39 users over the age of 50 have reported feeling stronger and more fit than they were back in their 20s and 30s. And LifeWave patches are now used by pro and amateur athletes all around the world in almost every sport. The media has begun to notice, and you know what? You might too, if you look very carefully at some of your favorite athletes and you see these little white auspicious patches on their bodies, and that's LifeWave. How about pain relief? Most people notice a reduction of pain within minutes of application, and truly the pain relieving qualities of X39 have to be experienced to be believed. And brain health. Many report improved memory, focus, and cognitive function. We've done extensive scientific studies to prove the impact, and it's a cumulative impact on cognition, memory, and focus. And how about wound healing? X39 helps support the natural wound healing process, and many people report wound healing from small little owies, cuts, and scrapes to minor and major surgical procedures, a reduction in healing time by sometimes 30 to 50%. So look at these results. Over on the left, we've got a gentleman, and you can see after 8 weeks, just look at the color of his skin. And more than that, look at the light in his eyes. He's just more conscious, more present. The next one over, this woman, after 4.5 months of using the X39 and experiencing age reversal and the increased collagen production, look at the difference in her lips, her chin, her cheeks, and her neck. It's amazing. And off to the right, this gentleman here fell through the ceiling, broke 6 ribs, and punctured a lung. His expected recovery time was 6 weeks. And thanks to the X39 patch, he was back to work in 3 weeks. And look at the difference from June 17th, when it first happened, to June 30th, less than 2 weeks later. And the bruising is almost completely gone. And finally, down at the bottom left, this 6-year-old's fingertip was cut off in a door. Parents rushed him to the hospital. The doctors, had the fingertip. Doctor says there's no way it's going to heal back on. They insisted that he sew it back on. He didn't want to, but he did anyway at their request. And it started to die off. You can see by the middle picture, but in only 8 weeks, it had totally regenerated. Praise God for this little boy's finger, that's for sure. And here's a really interesting one. This woman had some radiation treatment. You can see on June 6th, 2021. And on June 10th, she wasn't looking too good. On June 17th, which is, about 2 weeks later, she was looking quite a bit better. June 23rd, yeah, most of this scabbing and healing was over, but you're going to be blown away when you look at her on June 30th, which is a little over 3 weeks later. You can't tell it ever happened to her. And that's because of the accelerated healing benefits when you're using the X39 technology. How about wrinkle reduction? And unlike pain relief, I can't say this happens instantly, but we invite people to take pictures because there's a noticeable change of those little fine lines and wrinkles over an 8 to 12 week period. In additional wrinkle reduction, how about scar reduction? This is a phenomenon called remodeling, which reduces the appearance of scars externally and the effects of them internally, because what you see on the outside is what's going on the inside. And some people just say, oh my God, my scars are gone. Again, this doesn't happen overnight. That's why we encourage people, when you start on the product, take some pictures of those fine lines and wrinkles. Take some pictures, of your fingernails and toenails, and take some pictures of any scars that you might have. I think you're going to be delighted with the results you see. And finally, hair growth. We have lots of anecdotal reports from many users that have experienced an increase in the quality, quantity, and speed of their hair growth. And some people are getting their old natural color back. Very, very cool. So the bottom line is youth renewal. The result is a better, healthier, and more vital you. And whether it's just enjoying life, being with your grandkids, it's not about the number of candles on the cake, it's how you feel and just enjoying life together with the people you love and care for. So I had another little video, but I think tonight the PowerPoint is not cooperating. I'm going to try and see if the video starts. If it doesn't, I'll just ad-lib it. Yep, the video didn't start. So I got to tell you, we have tons of anecdotal results. And if you go to liveyounger.com, we have a number of different videos of many different people that are experiencing the products. And then after that, what people are saying, we have another section that says what doctors are saying. And LifeWave has hundreds and thousands of healthcare professionals that are using the products with themselves, their family, and their patients, having amazing results. And we're really blessed tonight to have 2 of those health professionals online with us. So I'm going to ask Jenna, I'm going to stop my share and ask Janet to come on. And I think that, and we've got to find Dr. Yes, Dr. Henriette. So if you introduce Dr. Henriette, I'll see if I can find her and promote her out to a speaker.
Thank you, Gregory. And can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Great. Thank you. Well, welcome everybody to the Power of the Patch Showcase. We appreciate you spending your time with us here tonight. And pardon me a minute, I'm having a little incident on my end. Great, there we go, great. So yes, I'm Janet Kiefer, Senior Presidential Director with LifeWave, and also a really honored member of the Live Younger team. And we appreciate you joining us on these Tuesday nights for this Power of the Patch. I know 4 years ago when I started, oh my gosh, did these patches turn my life around. And each week we feature a wellness expert who offers very valuable insight. I always learn a lot of things, and I think you're going to really enjoy. Our guest tonight is Dr. Henriette Alban. And Dr. Alban is a director, or pardon me, I keep saying director instead of doctor of traditional naturopathy, and also a director with LifeWave. She's a native of Switzerland, but Dr. Alban has been in private practice here in the States for over 25 years in Eastern Pennsylvania. And for those of you who may not be as acquainted with naturopathy, this approach, which I love, treats the whole person, the body, the mind, the spirit, and it focuses on finding that root cause of the health problem rather than just treating symptoms or just saying, take this drug. Well, Dr. Albans enjoys working with people and watching how they grow through that whole healing experience. And she says, which I love, natural healing takes patience and it takes time and staying power. I agree. But once you're in balance, life is so much easier. So for the past 3.5 years, she's used LifeWave patches to assist and to really deepen people's healing experience. So welcome, Dr. Henriette. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you. I enjoy being here very much. I always look forward to these Tuesday night calls.
Yes,
Nice
indeed.
to see you, Janet.
Thank you for joining us. And so let me just jump in the time we have. So the underlying principles of naturopathy are really the importance of a healthy diet, really clean water, sunlight, exercise, stress management. But we all know we're living a tough life, most of us, and there's pain and stress and things. So would you please share how LifeWave, how you were introduced to LifeWave and how it really kind of supports those principles of naturopathy?
Yeah, the principles of naturopathy are truly a holistic, clear healing method for the entire person. So when we speak of holistic, you can choose to be a holistic health coach, let's say, nothing about that, but it's you're only looking at the diet most of the time, or the sleep, or the most intense things that people experience. The patches help my clients to round out the pieces and that they don't know they need. Okay, so ostensibly the patches have a purpose for a specific event or to put something back in balance. For example, the Aeon, right? I mean, X39 is a given, but the Aeon is this soothing nervous system anti-inflammatory patch, which is very powerful. And that brings people to a place where they can say, okay, I am calm in pursuing my healing, my balancing, even though it looks a little daunting or it's difficult. So meanwhile, all sorts of people are using the patches when they can, when they want to. Some are regular, some are, $500 purchase over a 3 month period, and then they won't run out. So it is many different ways in which people use the patches. Naturopathy as a basis for a healthy lifestyle really is about the holism. I mean, you have to walk the walk and talk the talk, and committed. And you're a little of this or too much of that, people won't believe you.
Well, and I agree. And it's the more longer term, have patience, stay with the program to heal. And I apologize to everybody. The location I'm in tonight might have me freeze up a little, but it's catching back on here pretty quickly. So
Oh,
still be here. But also, how were you introduced to LifeWave?
Dr. Tom Acklin and I met and spent a pretty intense day together. And at the end of which he said, you have to try this. It's like professional to professional. And we became fast friends. What happened was we went on a long walk and shared life stories. And he was talking about these patches. And I personally was thinking, I need another direct marketing company, like a hole in the head. However, I listened. And before we parted that evening, he gave me a bunch of patches. Well, I wasn't rushing to try those out, right? Because to me, it was like, okay, I have to be in a specific space to do that. So it took about a week or two before I actually tried on the X39 and didn't notice anything really right away, except I was a little grumpy. I know I said this on these calls before. Well, because I process a lot of stuff emotionally, right? So it's less physical for me and much more emotional. And this is another piece that I actually wanted to share tonight, if that's okay.
Please.
I am really excited about spirituality, and that imbues and this whole technology, right? I mean, it starts with David Schmidt and the way he speaks about it and the way he weaves God and belief and faith and asking for direction into it. This is a spirituality that I can truly embrace because that's how I operate as well. And the other day I heard a very interesting reportage on water and on light. And it talked about the light frequencies in the water. And I'm going like frequencies, light. And they said that light is love. So to me, it was like, that's the no-brainer. That is what we're all feeling, right? Because there it is. We have light in the patches. And if light is love, how does it get any better than that? So the entirely personal conclusion, maybe too abstract for some people. And to me, I think it is absolutely clear, right? I mean, it makes so much sense. And those of us who know how it works and have experienced it over time, not just for us, but our environment, our clients, our family and friends, it's a no-brainer. It's just really, it's the coolest.
Thank you. I love that. I love that. I'd like to go back to what you said about the emotions, but to set it up first, maybe if you might share, how does one properly use the X39? Because we have some folks on here tonight who never had a patch, and then I'd like to ask some questions because the emotional stuff and the light has a really interesting connection. But tell people how they might use them, please, like the X39.
The way we start is with the basics, and that's the X39. You know, since we've had it, people have had life-changing events everywhere, globally, intensely. I mean, the most incredible, unbelievable changes and improvements that you wouldn't necessarily think. And the beauty there is the uniqueness of the individual, right? We're all different, we're all precious, and we all have our own life path and how our bodies and our minds and hearts respond to this technology. And the piece here is that the X39 addresses the ground principle of life, right? So stem cells are the original building blocks of the body. And yeah, you can argue that after 30, they kind of like dwindle away and, but the scientific discovery and that all cells can be stem cells have been proven over and over and over again by David Schmidt and this X39 patch, which activates, like Gregory talked about in introduction, the copper peptide that then stimulates the activation of stem cells. And so all our cells can be stem cells. It doesn't just have to be, specific cells. They all can be stem cells. And what's fantastic about that is that when you start with that base building block, your body does its own healing journey. It will go exactly where it thinks it needs to go, right? Not where you want it to go. And this is the joke among all of us professionals, right? Where we just go and say, oh, I thought it was going to fix this. I was focused over here. Meanwhile, they forget that the symptom or this issue isn't there anymore. And they go like, oh, wow, I haven't noticed that in a long time. It's like that.
So true, so true. So should someone wear them for an hour? Should they wear them 24 hours? How do we use
The
these?
patches, all patches, generally 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Now, in the case of X39 and X49, both stem cell activation patches, We are looking at a 12-hour break as an attenuation of the body's aspect. So you don't want anything stimulating, body gets out of breath and said, okay, fine. I am all exhausted from all the stimulation. I can't take it. So people have tried that. And I always suggest when they either forget to take it off or whatever, I mean, nothing horrible is happening, but take a 24-hour break after that. That's my personal advice, because let the body come back to, okay, catching my breath. I don't want to be stimulated right now. Because the X39 is an activating patch.
Yeah,
It's
yes,
very powerful. And not everybody will be happy wearing it 12 hours.
yes.
Some people only can
So
do 4.
thank you. So let me, if I can connect it back in, I know for myself and people I've shared them with, so much can happen in those first few days that often you'd think, I don't feel the patch. Yet, like you talked about, emotional. Sometimes people get very emotional. Sometimes people get maybe a headache or an upset stomach because their body really is reacting. I had a woman call me last week and she was trying to be polite, but said, is it common that you're in the bathroom a lot for a whole day? You know? And I think if you might elaborate that you deal with the spirit and the mind and the body, that it really does affect, the light is affecting them all.
Everything and that has an energetic impact on the body will therefore have an energetic response from the body. When I was thinking about coming on the call tonight, I was thinking about the one thing that people often overlook. They don't know their bodies very well.
Yeah.
Okay. And those of us who have been in holistic medicine for a long time are really used to that. And so for us, it is like you have to lift people up onto the perch where they're looking at more pieces of themselves than just that. And the emotion are one thing that are important. The cleansing responses, right, are natural, because when you balance something, well, it's got to go somewhere. And if in the case of running to the bathroom, that's definitely gut issues. And it's your body says, oh, good, we're cleansing. Out it goes, you know. And if anyone has ever tried to fast for 24 hours, they get lightheaded, they get a headache, they get a little nauseous, they have flu symptoms. This is completely natural, should be gone within 24 to 36 hours.
Thank you, Dr. Henriette. Are there any indications of people when they shouldn't use the patches?
People who are extremely ill and weakened in their illness should wear the patch cautiously, okay, because it's an activation patch. And when the body does not have enough energy and is not revitalized enough, that's going to create a bump in the road. So do it for 4 hours, do it for 6 hours. And you can use it again the next day. It's good for 12 hours on your skin. The warmth of your skin, we all emit infrared light. The warmth of our skin activates it. And for those who are sensitive to the skin, put it on your shirt, put it over your clothing, right? No big deal. It is within, I think it was 3 inches of the body that the warmth of the body activates it.
Great. Thank you so much, so much. I know I have different people that are on medications. I've been asked, oh, is it safe to take this with medications? And what do you advise your people?
Well, first of all, yes, and it'll actually make the medication work better. So over time, for people who are on medication that gets adjusted from time to time, it's really, really important that they check in with the usual valuations or testing. That is what my recommendation is. So somebody's on thyroid medication, you know, that is medically speaking, a lifelong sentence, if you will, not holistically speaking, but that is how it's seen. And so that allopathic system tests over time, and they will notice different symptoms for themselves that are in keeping with having too much of a good thing.
Great, thank you.
Mhm.
Well, we need to wrap up here, but I have probably about 16 other questions I'd like to ask you. But is there anything else you'd like to share that you feel is important for the folks on here tonight to know if they were sitting with you?
Yeah, from my viewpoint, it is so worth it. And I'm not saying this because I am with the company, that's not it. I know this from experience. Whether you need healing from surgical invasiveness, whether you have an eye issue, whether you have anything at all and that you don't want to have or that you need to deal with, the patches have answers and they're real answers, and nothing gets into your body. This is all light frequencies that are programmed brilliantly to have an effect on the body that is balancing and healing.
Oh, thank you. It just that I think gives us all a real sense of confidence the way you say that. And
Oh my God,
its bigger purpose
yes.
and what it's doing. And I felt for the 4 years I've been using them, I really believe they do increase our light frequency down at that
Oh,
DNA level.
oh yeah.
And that you know, not only are looking younger and feeling younger, I think you're emanating a bigger energy field, but that's me that
Yeah.
way. So thank you so much for being with us. And I know everybody we're getting lots of hearts and wonderful thumbs up. We so appreciate your time and insight. So thank you.
Thank you
Mm.
very much. It was a pleasure.
Okay.
Hi, Gregory.
Thank you both. It's so wonderful to see you both. Thank you so much. We all learned a lot, and it's hard to keep this a secret, isn't it? It's just a natural sharing process. And we like to say we're in the caring and sharing business because when you learn about what we have, it's a sense of responsibility to let people know about it. So thank you very much, Dr. Henriette.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
I'm going to go ahead and share with you some of the success we're having around the world. And actually, LifeWave has been just recently recognized by the Direct Selling News, which is a periodical that all the direct selling countries throughout the United States and the world are connected with, as the #1 growth leader for the last 4 years of consecutive growth. So we're bringing wellness to light and to the world. And our president, founder, and CEO, David Schmidt, is very happy about that. That's for sure. In fact, look at what's happened to our growth since 2019, when, excuse me, X39 was launched. We've grown over 20 times in growth to over $400 million in sales in 2023. And we're going to be approaching 600 million in sales in 2024. Astronomical growth. And over 50% of our total sales is the X39 patch. So I encourage everyone to get serious about giving it a try. I'm going to touch just briefly on the business side of things. A lot of people get started as customers. A lot of people get started, with the business because it's a great plan B in this gig economy. We need help to get the word out on this patented exclusive products with no competition. We have a very simple, duplicatable success system. We provide free websites, free training and support, a very low cost of entry, and the satisfaction of being rewarded for making a difference in people's lives and health. We have a very powerful, lucrative, balanced compensation plan. Besides being a 20-year-old company, we've got a 20-year-old compensation plan that's been fine-tuned to provide 50% of all sales revenues paid out to brand partners in 5 ways. We have customer bonuses, we have product introduction bonuses, we have binary cycle bonuses, we have matching bonuses, and we have fabulous trips, contests, and special bonuses. And you can get back with the person that invited you, and they can fill you in more about the compensation opportunities. So in conclusion, there's 3 ways to get started: a good, better, best, if you will. A good way to get started is just get started. You could buy a 1-month supply of X39 for $149.95 and start experiencing the benefit of this impressive and life-changing technology. A better way is become a preferred customer, and you can get a 33% discount. You'll save $50 on a month's supply by subscribing to our monthly auto ship program. And the good news is there's no long-term commitment. You can cancel it next week, next month, next year, or like many people, never, because I do believe once you experience the benefits of X39, You're going to want this on a daily basis. Those benefits are listed over here on the right. Pain relief, inflammation reduction, wound healing, energy, vitality, mental clarity, sports performance, and fast recovery from exercise. And one more piece of good news, a risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee. You can try these products risk-free in the comfort of your own body and see for yourself. The best way to get started is the way my wife and I got started. We actually got started as a customer, and the results were so amazing, we became brand partners. And you get paid for sharing as a brand partner. You can earn a part-time or full-time income. You can earn generous personal and team rewards. You get paid weekly. We have 5 partner starter kits to choose from. And these all also come with our risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee. So for Robin and I, LifeWave has been an answer to a prayer. We started with this company 6 years ago. It's totally turned our health back. We're biologically getting younger. I'm 72 and I certainly don't feel like it. And some people say I don't look like it either. But every day we hear miracle stories. Every day we are enhancing and changing people's lives. And every day we're enjoying the blessings of health, vitality, lifestyle, community, and financial freedom that LifeWave provides us and to so many people around the world. So the next step for you, first, I just want to say thank you, but I encourage you to get back with the person who invited you here, get your questions answered. Commit to try X39. And with our 30-day risk-free guarantee, you've got nothing to lose and your health to gain. And you too can start enjoying enhanced quality of life, maybe changing the trajectory of your aging and your finances too. And share the good news about X39 and join our global wellness community. So that pretty much brings us in for a wrap here tonight. So again, welcome to the Power of the Patch, and get back with the person who invited you and give it a try. So that being said, I want to thank you, Gregory Mascari from up here in Bozeman, Montana, signing off on behalf of LifeWave and everyone else that's here. Bye-bye, everyone.